Hey there, welcome back to Owl Dragon Adventures. I'm Scott Kegler.
And I'm Rob McPherson.
And this is our review of Your Best Life by WizKids. So this is Your Best Life by WizKids and is it Gravitix Games? Mm-hmm. Game designed by Yaniv, Kahana, and art by Anthony Lewis and Renee Lassater. I'm not sure what the art versus graphic designer of the whole team worked on it together, but this is what you see here. In this game, you are either playing a single person or a couple, and you are going through life trying to complete goals for your hobby, career, and your either your family or yourself, which can include things like going on vacations, purchasing things for your home, and educating yourself, getting pets, children, etc. So kind of like the game of life.
Yeah.
But
it's a game of life rolling right is the way that I've been looking at it. Sorry, flipping right.
Flipping right.
Or I was gonna say, or as Scott has come to loathe, verb and verb.
This is like, this is our Swedish game, verb and verb.
So the mechanics of the game are very straightforward, as it is with most flipping rights, rolling rights, whatever you want to call them. So what you're going to do is you're going to start each round with flipping over 4 action cards, and you're going to get to choose which action cards you take. So unlike other games where there's action drafting, it's not action drafting so much as you're going to put your marker down and you're going to choose to do it, which can be advantageous because if you and somebody else on another team both choose the same action, then you get to check off a mark on your social media because you're being social with each other. So you get to like each other's activities that you're doing. So there's a benefit to kind of playing the game that way. But then you're going to, depending on what you do, you're going to take the actions that are listed. So, and the actions are really just one-to-one. So the clock refers to either a business or career track. The thumbs up is, again, that social media track. So you get to do a check mark there. The money is you can either put it towards your home or a vehicle or go on vacation. But that does take more money because, as we all know, vacations are expensive. And there's also on the different cards, there's these stress icons, and there can be 1 stress icon. There can be 2 stress icons on them, and that's going to determine how many of these dice you roll. And you're going to roll the dice, and so I got 2 stress, so I would go ahead and actually start here. So I would mark off 2 more stress on the card there, and then this affects your happiness level. So as you get more stress, you're going to lose happiness as you go, and as you get less stress, you get more happiness. Sound familiar from life? And there's a good amount of synergy as you check off things as you go. You're going to hit these waypoints, which is going to let you check off things in other places. So as with a lot of these flip and right games, there is a good bouncing back and forth between it's like, oh, I want to go on this track, but if I go on this track, I'm going to get to do 2 extra things. So it's better if I do it here. So there's a bit of the puzzle there. And the goal is over 10 total rounds, so 10 of draftings of the actions. You want to get your happiness, your joy as high as you can. And then you're going to be getting these, I believe they're called opportunity points. Opportunity points as high as you can. So, and you can hit them on different tracks, and you can hit them on this opportunity track down here. So there's some good synergy that you can play. Yeah. And then you have your own card that you're playing on. And then each couple has their own joint couple card. And if you're playing as a single, then you flip over on the back and you have a single card on the back. And then you do double your score as a single player so that you're competitive with the people who are playing, twofold. So it's a good way of making sure that a couples game can be played with odd numbers of people, I thought. Yeah. We haven't played it as such yet. I played it solo, so I was just playing it just this. I did terribly, which tracks. And then we played it as 2 couples. So that was, so that's how we played it so far.
So gameplay, talk about that. It is very, for me anyways, it was very basic, you said flip and right. Nothing other than, like, that really stood out for me other than a little bit of the stress dice, I guess. And they're pretty dice. But otherwise, it was very the irony checked all the boxes of being a roll and right, flip and right game.
Yeah. So this is definitely a super, super light flip and write game. It's literally just, look at the actions, you check off the actions. You have very limited choices in what you are doing. So yeah, it's a mid for gameplay for me. It's good. I think that this is a good level roll and write for like the type of gaming group that does like Trivial Pursuits and that type of
very
game.
Casual game.
This is definitely not a gamer's game. This is a casual's game. Yeah, and I think that's what they were targeting to. Just looking at the artwork and the way it's laid out, it appears that that's the target audience here.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
So moving on to accessibility, if you've played any roll and writes, I think you would easily just jump into this. Like, here's the resources that let you check certain categories.
Yep.
And the iconography is pretty straightforward from that end. I think the audience it's made for might need a little bit more of going through the rules and understanding what happens when you get to certain spots on the grid.
Yeah, just the idea of synergies is not something that audience is familiar with. So yeah, I would agree with that.
So they might find this to be a bit more complex and maybe more interesting for that audience.
Rulebook's pretty good. It had a few points that I wasn't thrilled with the way it was laid out. But overall, it got me through what I needed to. I think that the average person could flip through this and get going pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It does have great layout, which was nice.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of nice pictures in there to help you really walk along with what it was.
Right.
But there was a few points that I just wasn't 100% sure on how it worked. But overall, it's pretty solid. I think we had a few nitpicks about, we'll get into this in... I guess design, which we can hop into right now.
Design.
So there was a couple of points we weren't thrilled with in the way it's laid out. One of which was, what was it? It was the balance, I think it was, having to erase and replace. Or there was something that you were saying that I agreed with. I think it was the balance, just not having a separate place that's dedicated to like tracking it as it goes.
Right, you track joy.
Yeah, exactly. You track the joy and everything. So there was a little bit of a miss there for us in the design. That being said, it's very well, the graphic design is very well sectioned off. It's very clear in that the icons are nice and big. You're not going to mistake them at all. So I think it's a mid to high for design. It does what it does very proficiently.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's very crisp and practical without it's set up.
So design and quality. So quality, the cards, most of the cards are just normal stock cards. You are shuffling them a lot, so I think that you're going to see these get worn down quite quickly.
Yeah, because they're not...
Nope, they're not linen or anything. They're just standard cards. And they do get shuffled, I guess once per gameplay, so they don't get shuffled too much. But then there are, and we still haven't played with this aspect yet because none of us wanted kids, but there are kids cards that are actually, they're dry erase also because you can mark off things on them so you can expand your board a little bit. So that's the nice little touch is having the modular part of your board also being wet erase or dry erase. Yeah. And then the boards themselves are all dry erase, which if you've watched any of my roll and write reviews, you know that I really, really like dry erase for that. I think it's a great use
I agree
for
with
the
that.
game. Value of the game. So this was a review copy sent to us. I actually don't know off the top of my head what the retail price is going to be. It wasn't in any of the material that I was sent, I don't think. I will find that and I'll put it here if I can. I did do a little bit of looking beforehand. I didn't see a price on it, so I can't really speak to that at the moment. But so this game will be coming out in late March, early April, in that time frame. So it should be coming out soon. Yeah.
I mean, I could see from just without having the retail value on it right now. I could see them again. The target audience playing this quite a bit.
Yep.
If this is something they would like, if they like those type of games like Life, I think for myself. Having a bit of PTSD with playing Life as a kid with this. I get what they're going for with the game. I guess I was hoping it was going to do a little bit more with the the mechanics shift something up a bit.
Sure.
So I guess going into final scores for me, just how I felt about it. Right now, I'm between like a 5.5 to a 6 out of 10 right now, and that's just for me. It's okay. I would play it if I'm in the mood, if people really wanted to play it, but nothing really jumped out for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna land at probably about a 6.5 to 7 right now, somewhere in that range. I like roll and writes more than Scott does. I think that we've made that quite clear over the channel.
Yeah.
It's lighter than what I normally play for sure.
Yeah.
But this is a game that if I am in a group of people that don't normally play games, I would break this out and enjoy playing it as we went. Much more than I would, say, a Trivial Pursuit or the actual Game of Life.
Yeah, I mean, there's more of a game to it.
Yeah.
So I can understand that.
Yep.
Like, this beats playing, Werewolf or, what was the other one? Like, if somebody broke out, like, Cards or something like that.
Yeah.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Like, I would play this over that, definitely. So I definitely think if you have the very light, casual family gamers in your life, I could see that this being something that they would really like. So don't take this is just for me as my gamer style, and I don't really love the mechanic as much.
Yeah.
But I know having played enough of them that it does that mechanic really well.
Yes.
I just wish it had done something extra with
Sure. Yeah, no, I think so. If you're looking for that replacement for the Monopoly or the Trivial Pursuit or something like that, if that's your niche, if that's the level of gameplay you like, then this is going to be a good addition to your household.
Yeah.
If you're a heavy gamer like us, it's probably not going to scratch many itches for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Well, if you have any questions about the game or anything else you want us to look into, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe. With that, we wish you good luck with all of your future board game adventures.
And thank you for joining us on ours.